Namaste one and all. So this presentation is on determinants of curriculum. So you know what a curriculum is. So there are many important determinants when we are planning to design a curriculum. So the most important determinants I have listed here: the philosophical determinants, psychological, social, economic, environmental, political, and institutional. So these 7 determinants are highly significant when we are planning for a curriculum. So now let us see each of these in detail. So the philosophical determinants of curriculum. So any nation having a philosophy, a vision, or some nations having multiple philosophies. A nation like India, we are having, we are following vision of various philosophical thoughts. So that nation's philosophy, that's the foundational determinant of curriculum of any and all programs being organized in that nation, in various schools, various universities, or other institutions. This philosophy is the foundation, and we can analyze these philosophies as in 3 levels. The highest level, the value set, the values provided by a philosophy or different philosophies. That's at the top end. The schools such as idealism, pragmatism, naturalism, spiritualism, existentialism, etc. So in India, we can see the mix of all these philosophies. Almost all schools of philosophy or types of philosophical thoughts we can identify in Indian society. So that's a very peculiar feature. Then social philosophies, philosophical, the second level, which influence the social structure, the nature of the society, such as democracy, communism, and capitalism. So first, the highest one is value set, regarding values, concept of values, and the second regarding the nature of society by social philosophies, democracy, communism, capitalism, etc. And the third level is regarding instructional philosophies such as behaviorism, constructivism, critical pedagogy, etc. So all these are different kinds of philosophies arranged, we can identify it as in different levels as far as curriculum is concerned. So what kind of approach we have to follow for curriculum development? What vision we have to follow for identifying values? Because values are highly significant, because values gave rise to aims of education. So aims of curriculum. What shall be attained at the end? Then the society, what are the nature of society, the needs of the society, that also is determined, identified by philosophical consideration. And the approach to instruction, whether it is behaviorism, constructivism, critical pedagogy, or a blend of all these things, etc. So that's about philosophical determinants. Then psychological determinants of curriculum, the process of learning. So when we talk about learning, and it is the 3 major aspects influence learning is learner, teacher, and discipline. So the nature of the learner, the characteristics of teacher, capacities of the teacher, and the peculiar features of a discipline. All these things influence learning. Then what are the characteristics of learners? Learners are of diverse characteristics. So naturally a classroom is set as a mixed ability group, because in that group there shall be learners with multiple capacities. A majority of average, there shall be slow learners, there shall be gifted learners, sometimes one or two, and there shall be possibility of children with special needs. So all types or all characteristics shall be observed in a classroom. So that characteristics is highly significant when we are planning for a curriculum. Then regarding the developmental stages, the stage of cognitive development of children, to which category, which developmental stage the child belongs, or to which developmental stage we are going to develop a curriculum. So that's significant. So that shall be a psychological determinant. Then regarding intelligence of the learner, both IQ and EQ, both these things uh, are significant, and there are various factors influencing learning: motivation, personality, learning style. So many variables are there which influence the process of learning. So we have to identify the most significant psychological aspects influence curriculum and integrate them properly. Then the social determinants. The social determinants can be culture, language, religion, the nature of society, as well as media. So these are some uh, important determinants. Culture. So it's a deep rooted system of every human society. So that specific culture, specific uh, activities, when we consider India, our culture is a multicultural society. That's unity in diversity is the unique feature of our culture, and that plurality, the respect for other cultures, so that shall be properly integrated while we are planning for a curriculum. Then multiple languages. So different languages, we have a three language formula as official. So then various religions. So all these things uh, provide a highly complicated pluralistic society for a country like India. So all these things shall be properly addressed, identified, and represented in a curriculum. Then regarding the nature of the society, whether the our society is a conservative society or a progressive society or a reformative society, what is the nature of the society. So when we look into Indian society, we are somewhat conservative in nature, especially when we talk about socialistic aspects, social aspects, especially regarding to with regard to familial activities, rituals, all those things, etc. So the choice for education, choice for marriage, all these things are highly conservative even now, though we are uh, educated, highly educated. Even among highly educated people, we can observe this conservative nature of society. Then media, especially social media. Nowadays, the social media forms opinions, and even the media is pressurizing the system to design curriculum or to conduct programs in such a way, and so and so. So that media also is a highly significant social determinant in designing curriculum. Then economic determinants, economics of education is comparatively a new branch of education, not so recent, but by the last 1 2 decades, the economics of education becomes so prominent. So education as an investment or education as a service was the former concept. Now it gradually changes to education as an enterprise or education as a business even. So that kind of transformation, that's mainly because of the economic consideration of education, and the economics of education analyzes the viability of many programs. So whether this program or this course is viable, how far, the expenditure and return, whether proper return is economic return, financial return is obtained. So such kind of analysis. So that also is essential. Whether this expenditure, there are different expenditure can be of different categories. There shall be more facilities, better facilities and requirements, new buildings, costly equipments, other facilities. So there shall be a huge initial investment, then investment for maintaining an institution or a system, and there shall be some supplementary investment as well. So whether we can control this expenditure at any stage, then to what extent? All these things shall be analyzed by economics of education, and in terms of that, it analyzes whether this program is viable or not. So, is it necessary to spend so much amount? So, is it better to provide education online than than constructing new buildings and new labs? Why don't we provide online education, quality education, and as well as providing virtual labs for providing real practical experiences, etc. So such kind of thought shall be incorporated appropriately when we are planning for a curriculum. Then environmental determinants such as determinants are there, that also is significant. So when we talk about environmental aspects, there are two categories such as physical environment as well as social environment. So the physical, as you know, it's the physical world in which we are living. So what are its conditions, how it is now? So what all things influence the elements, aspects of that physical environment on human life? And what is the nature of the social environment? What kind of society in which we are living? And we have to properly represent both these things and concerns of these things, the of the natural environment as well as the environment created by human beings. So and there shall be problems as well. There shall be epidemics, calamities, social unrest, all these things we can see in the physical world. So all these may be in one way or other way rooted by human intervention. So there shall be proper address in curriculum to identify these things and to keep away or stay away from such problems and to manage them effectively, etc. And there are technological advancements that also help us to overcome these, especially social. We already talk about social media and all. So such kind of tools, how we can effectively integrate with the curriculum, so that learning environment itself has now changed due to the current pandemic. So learners can be easily sit at home and teachers can be easily sit at home and interact each other and to learn something, transact something, to conduct assessment, etc. So such kind of change in environment, change in context, that also shall be identified, and there shall be various tools for communication that also help us to create some virtual world and all. So such things can be properly addressed. Then a concern for environment that shall be developed in through any program, any curriculum, and there is no meaning by simply adding a section or a course on environmental curriculum in every programs. It's not the way, but we shall properly, adequately integrate such activities and practices for concern for environment in all programs. Then the political determinants. Political determinants, we are more political than academic. So we can observe when, for example, when we are analyzing the latest national education policy, we can see wherever we look, everybody is debating on its political side only. So, as academicians, we shall be more academic in analyzing such documents, policies, legislations, everything. So, what impact it create on students, or what facilitate it uh, provides for students and teachers? What academic changes? Or is there any provision for quality enhancement? Such kind of academic deliberation shall be more prominent when we are concerning a curriculum. Then only we can effectively intervene in such activities. The political debate shall be, we have selected representative. They have to. That's their duty. That it's not the duty of the academic community. Our community is to enhance the quality of education and to provide more student friendly activities. How we can incorporate things to alleviate difficulties of students, or how to enhance the quality of output from academic institutions. So that kind of uh, activities, as those academic analysis provision shall be properly identified. So while passing out, proceeding out, or learning through a program, a learner shall be able to analyze things more academically. Then the power structure determine the curriculum of any program in a nation, as we said about the philosophy and their philosophy. What is their philosophy? Who are holding the power? That's highly significant. So then there are a lot of policies and legislations in every nation. So the all curriculum shall be developed in line with such policies and legislation, the Right to Education Act, as well as the national policy. All these things are mandatory and we have to follow while we are designing curriculum. Then schemes and projects, there shall be schemes such as for universal education, education for all at elementary, secondary, higher education level, etc. And there are various other projects as well. And all these things influence or determine the nature, structure, and type of curriculum. As well as there is an international perspective for that also uh, impact on curriculum development, curriculum design. It acts as a determinant because nowadays there shall be an exchange of students, or many students are going out from each country to other countries to learn. So there shall be a common pattern. So that's highly critical when such kind of student migration is concerned. So there shall be a common pattern, or there shall be a sharing of something credits and all. Odd semester in some other countries, etc., are now becoming more and more common. So that also is a political determinant of curriculum. Then there is an institutional determinant. how far flexibility the institutions receive while they are accepting a curriculum, whether it is flexible or rigid, how far it is flexible, whether the institution can add something or modify something or delete something. These are some basic questions regarding in institutional determinants of curriculum. Then that perspective of institution, what are the motto of the institution? That's highly crucial. And the perspective of learner as well as teacher, the what learner expect from the institution and what facilities, academic facilities teacher obtain from the institution. All these things are highly significant as institutional determinant of curriculum. And at the end, when we analyze all these determinants, we can conclude something which is highly significant for a curriculum, such as when we consider India as a nation, we have a mixed philosophy. As we said, in the three levels also we can have philosophical ideologies, vision, or value sets from various philosophies. Then we have uh, influence of various social philosophies such democracy, communism, capitalism, etc. And our society is a pluralistic society. Then the system of education or the most of our curriculum are examination oriented, giving more emphasis to examination only. And almost all curriculum promote individual prospects of the individual. An individual, if work hard, he or she will score better. So such kind of individual prospects are highly highlighted in our curriculums in general. And the nature of curriculum generally will be rigid and less adaptive. So adaptive in the sense that the contextual changes, like the current pandemic. So after some 8 9 months we are still struggling, we cannot adapt our curriculum properly for a complete transition of online education. We are still waiting for some memory based examination to complete some programs and all. We cannot make an effective change in the nature of our curriculum. So that's the common features we can observe for any curriculum, especially in higher education. So now let us plan. The world over is planning. World over is doing, developing UDL curriculum, Universal Design Learning Curriculum, because mainly we are following a one size fit all curriculum, a one curriculum for all in the classroom, all in the institution, all in the for all learners who study one program. There shall be a common curriculum, and there will be very limited flexibility. So a UDL curriculum address the needs of each individual learner. So in future we have to plan for such a curriculum by considering the uniqueness of each and every learner in a classroom. So that's all about various determinants of curriculum. Thanks for watching the presentation. Thank you all.